Hi everyone and welcome to the Learning Ladder. Welcome to part 4 of prepping for 3rd grade. This was originally supposed to be part 3, so I do mention throughout the video, I think, part 3, just in case you think, what on earth, why can she not count? That's why I squeezed in an extra part, so you're seeing me now, but the rest of the footage is from previous, in May. But anyway, let's get started with what I've been up to for prepping for 3rd grade this week. So I've got a few things scattered everywhere. So I have got a couple of theme pockets from Evermore. So we have got the artists for obviously artist study. We have got farmers feeders, that's to go along with our farm unit. I've got from farm to table, that's going to go along with our baking. We've got the handwriting level 3. And then I've got the front covers for several of our notebooks. I've got her reading log, which she'll be using this year, so she can colour the bees and then do title, author, how many pages, and rate it. Also, there's a read loud version as well, which is just a slightly little bit different, so I can keep track of those. This is the Good and the Beautiful Mammals unit. I'm so excited. These are our stickers. And then we've got the mammals unit. This is absolutely gorgeous. I haven't gone through it yet, but from first glance, it looks fantastic. I mean, obviously I've downloaded the preview before I purchased it. I mean, I haven't gone through the whole thing, but from what I saw of it, it looks amazing. I'm so excited. This is our animal fact file. They'll be using these with the big book of animals as part of our biology. So I made these little sheets to go with it. Then we have got the human body from the Good and Beautiful. This is for our oceans unit. This is another theme pocket for oceans. These are from Confessions of a Homeschooler. We've got Marie Curie, Thomas Edison, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and Dr. Dolittle. So those are going to be her assigned literature units that she'll be doing for things that she's reading, as opposed to me using my literature units for things that I'm reading to her. Speaking of, my literature units are over here. I have got Story of the World Story of the World notebook pages are here. So we've got chapter 1. So basically it's she's going to draw a picture and write a couple of sentences about what she remembers from the story. And then there's a second part with it, which is questions. So there are 2 questions, and that goes for halfway through the book, and then after that I'm going to straight narration. For that. Over here we've got our passport for geography. This is the front cover for our geography unit. I'm calling it Bon Voyage Adventure Journal. So here's her little passport, which is cute, and then she's got her ticket. And then I've also made, to go along with our Universal Yums and Atlas Crate, some little sheets as well, so she can draw her snacks, state whereabouts it comes from, what does she know about the country, city, currency, continent, and draw a landmark there. And similar with the Atlas Crate, slightly different, the different questions. And then I've also got some maps so that she can put, I've ordered some little dot stickers so she can put some dots on for where the Universal Yums packages come from. I thought that would be really fun. So I've got North America, Asia, Australia, South America. Must still be, oh there it is, it's hiding. South America. And then I've got the front covers of various of our notebooks. I just need to print off the internal pages that go along with those and put them with the specific curriculum. So yeah, that's where I'm up to so far. Since my last update, I've got the human body and the mammals into a binder. I have hole punched all the Evermore mini units. I am going to stop binding those, and yep, that's what we're up to right now. And just so you get a realistic picture of what it looks like right now. There we go. Organised chaos, but I know where everything is and I'm putting it all together, so it's organised. It's organised, now it's time to bind. All bound. I need to vacuum because my binder machine spilled everywhere. The little shreds. But yep, there we go, all bound. So I have just started working on my schedule. This is just the first draft, it may well change, but this is what it's looking like so far. So we've got language arts Monday to Thursday, and then on the Friday we have got the logic / critical thinking, maths Monday to Thursday, Friday thinking tree journal, science Monday to Thursday, Friday a game, history 2 days, geography 2 days, and then a STEM activity on Friday, baking, art, IT, French, and then Alana picks, so my daughter gets to pick what she wants to do. Elective, nature study, I pick, and then read aloud. That's what it's looking like, but I'll let you know if that changes or not. That's what it is so far. Just drawing back in my grid lines because I changed things. My grid lines, some of them had vanished, so I'm just drawing them back in. Okay, so now I'm going to plan out my year, as in when we school, when we don't school, when we have holidays. I've got my daughter's highlighters to help me. They're cute because they got faces. I'm going to make a separate video on how I just plan the year, rather than including everything that I'm prepping in there, just because I think it might be helpful. A few people have asked, so I'm going to do that separately. But I'm just going to give you a quick overview now, and then I'll go into a bit more detail in the separate video specifically about planning the year out, when we're going to do stuff, that kind of thing. So we work on the 6 week on, 1 week off schedule, thereabouts, depending on obviously if it's a longer month. And we always have 2 weeks off at Christmas and 2 weeks off at Easter, and then we usually have 5 to 6 weeks off over the summer. So it's quite easy to plan out really. So I just take my markers, do our start week, do our finish week, because they're usually a little bit different. Some more fun activities, not that we don't do fun activities through the year, but you know, when you first start, you have your little back to school few days, well we do anyway, and then the last week of school is always the fun week where you do extra fun stuff, just like you would if you were in a traditional school. So that's why I mark that in yellow, and then everything else is marked in pink. I have just printed the new level 3 Good and the Beautiful, and it is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I had wanted to do this year, but I'm not sure, so I'm not going to include it in my curriculum video just in case. The reason I'm not sure is we have IEW, and when I originally ordered it, I didn't realise, well not that I didn't realise, I didn't know until I went through it in depth how actually in detail it is. I was looking at the, how many lessons, 24 weeks, and I was thinking, oh, we can do that and this, and it'll be absolutely fine. But when I actually went through IEW, it's quite intense. Not intense as in, too much, but just intense as in there's a lot involved in it, lots of different processes and everything else. And we have enough without the Good and the Beautiful. It was just something I really like because we've done it before and really liked it. We did level 1, and then with level 2, I waited until the new version arrived, and it didn't come until I think it was January. And I thought, oh, it's a bit late now to start, so we didn't do level 2. But I did the placement test with her, and she was fine to do level 3. So if we do decide to do it, then if I feel there's enough, we have enough space and everything else, then we can go straight into level 3. But what I'm going to do is do a couple of weeks with doing IEW and see how long it takes and everything else, and how we're doing with it. And then if it's not too much, then we'll include it. So we do have enough without it. We don't have to include it. It's just something I really like. Okay, so I'm working on history, story of the world. So I've got my trusty notepad here. I put everything in here. So what I'm going to do is go through each chapter, make a list of the books that will correspond with that chapter, any additional activities outside of the curriculum that goes with it. Then I'll put which activity I've picked, and I'll also put a mini supply list by it, not for everything that I know I'll have, but for the things that I might not have. And then when I come to do my supply list of the year, I can just get my notebook out, and all of my supplies are in here, as opposed to opening the curriculum up and finding everything. I just find that really helpful. So that's what I'm going to do, go through each chapter. But I love the Story of the World activity book. They have the best activities. I'll just show you. Hang on. So these are the activities for chapter 1. And they're just so inventive and creative. I just love it. Look, make a mine shaft. So fun. I'm just doing my writing, my writing course, teaching writing structure and style. And the presenter, Andrew Poudoir, is amazing. I'm absolutely loving it. I'm in Unit 1 so far, so I've still got a ways to go. But it's so good. And the things he says, I can see myself nodding all the time. But one of the things he said was, and I wrote it down because I thought it was really insightful, spelling is the correct retrieval of sequentially stored of virtually random bits of information. So spelling is the correct retrieval, so sequentially stored of virtually random bits of information. And that was like, you know, so, I don't know, the word I'm looking for, just insightful, because that's exactly what it is. Spelling half the time makes literal no sense, and he gives an example of how street is spelled double E and treat is EA, and he was saying there's no logical explanation for that, we just have to learn it. Oh, he just said he's got a talk for 90 minutes just about spelling on the website, iDo's website, so I'm going to watch that in a bit, or maybe not tonight, but because I want to finish Unit 1, but I'm definitely going to watch that, and then I'll come back to you and let you know how I feel about what he said, because I do think it's really important, obviously, but he's also explaining how the 3 different things, so you've got your composition, you've got your spelling, and then you've got your handwriting, and the brain does it in completely different parts, and you have to remember that. So for example, if they're composing, so you know they're writing something for a composition, to then say, oh, you have to write nicely during that composition isn't going to work very well, because you know it's a different part of the brain, and if they're trying to do both, so they're trying to write a composition and they're also trying to write nicely, you're splitting the brain, and that makes complete sense too. And I don't do that anyway. I don't say, you know, you've got to write neatly if you're doing a composition. I only really say that when we're doing our handwriting lesson, you know, I'll say, oh, let's try and write nicely or whatever, but it's just something to remember, because it is 3 different things, and that's why language arts, I think, is such is a subject where there is no all-in-one. I really don't think there is an all-in-one program, and as much as we would like to think there is, because there are so many different aspects to it. Like for example, your child might be a certain way in a certain skill, but then another way in a different skill. So you know, I don't know, maybe they're really strong in composition, but they're not as strong in spelling. Then doing an all-in-one program isn't necessarily going to help them. That's another thing to consider. He hasn't said that, that's just me thinking, but just make you think. And yeah, I'm getting back to my video. Oh, he's just said one more point, and then I really need to carry on watching my unit because it's getting late, I need to go to bed. But he said something which made me feel so much better. He's like, be a human dictionary. So because if they need to spell a word when they're writing a composition, it'll require them to think from a different part of the brain, which will then, you know, it loses their train of thought and everything else. Whereas, so, you know, it's absolutely fine for them to misspell a word, even if it was something that they just learned, you know, previously. Don't be, you know, which I don't anyway, but, you know, don't be saying, oh, well, you just learned that word. Why are you spelling it wrong when they show you the composition? Which I don't do anyway, but, you know, he's just making that point, because, you know, sometimes you might wonder why. And he was saying, it's absolutely fine for you to be a human dictionary, and it made me feel so much better, because I will do that naturally. So, for example, she's writing a composition, you know, she says, oh, how do I spell this? I'll spell it for her, and sometimes I think in the back of my head, am I doing this right? Should I be, you know, should I be telling her how to spell this word, or should I, you know, be saying, oh, you know, go and look in the dictionary and everything? And I'm glad I don't, and he's just reinforced that, because as a writer myself, if I had to stop every time to think how I spell a word, then I lose my train of thought, and you lose your inspiration and everything else that comes after in the editing process. And it makes real sense. So I'm really glad that he said that, because it makes me feel so much better that I am actually doing it the right way. I'm being a human dictionary sometimes when she's, you know, doing a composition. So yeah, if you're a human dictionary, do not worry. It's absolutely fine. He said so, not me. But I'm sure it is. It makes sense. Okay, so I just finished printing typing 2. They're the stickers. I've printed off the Atlas crate and the Universal Yum Fact files and the other additional geography sheets that I've set aside. I'm going to bind them all in a minute. I'm just going to have a quick snack first. Then I'm going to bind them all. Then I'm going to start working on my curriculum video. So, you know, sharing what the curriculum I'm using. There'll be, after this video, you'll see the haul. So I've got a haul coming up, and then after that you'll see the me prepping to get the curriculum video ready, which I thought would be fun to see, you know, what goes behind someone making a video. Nothing for me anyway special. I don't have any lights or anything like that, so it's very basic, but it's kind of fun to watch anyway. So I'll show you getting all my piles ready before I start the film and stuff, and then we'll continue on with the prepping videos, because although you'll have seen the curriculum video by that point, because like you won't see any of these until you've already seen the curriculum video. Even once the curriculum video goes out, I haven't finished. I've still got things like organising the schoolroom, putting things away from second grade, which I can't do yet because we haven't finished. But by the time we get to that point in the videos, I will have, or at least to the point where I can start putting things away. Organising where I'm putting our books, read alouds, readers, everything else. There's still tons of things to do with prepping, even after the curriculum video is posted. That is not the end of it. And also there'll be probably another haul or so because I haven't got any of our stationery yet. I'm waiting for stores to open so I can get the best deals, because buying stationery online is not the best in terms of getting the best price for it. So yeah, that's what we're up to. So this is the end of part 3, I think, or part 2. I've lost count now. And part 2, definitely part 2. And part 3 is definitely part 3. Oh my gosh. And I will see you in our next video. Bye for now.